Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we're learning, finding, turning, something like that. Finding, learning, turning the great strategy games. Today, it's Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, our continued spring offensive. We're about to turn a turn, which is always exciting. We'll go back around the map one more time. I did read over some comments, think about a few things, so we're going to go back and look at, this, that, and the other. Then we'll turn the turn. We'll get to the air warfare. I think we've got the air set up pretty well. I mean, it's just doing ground support. It seems to have really chewed up a lot of Soviet aircraft. Now, how much good that's doing, I don't know. I mean, it certainly helps on the attack, and we are attacking now, so it's looking okay. With the air, it's kind of like in the old game. You would run ground support, and that would kind of be what you did. I used to spam a lot of recon in the old game, but it was actually probably kind of unrealistic. Although I've had people say, there was a lot of recon run on the Eastern Front, and I get that, but I think in the first game that was a little too easy to do. I think in this game you lose too many recon aircraft, so I don't know, maybe there's something in the middle. Now I also heard there's a version 1.07 that came out today or yesterday maybe. So there is a new update for the game. We're still on 1.00.00, so I'm playing with all the bugs. And as you can see, I've got my Strategy Gaming Dojo hat on today. I'm ready for action, reporting for duty. Yes, hello, John Chappell. Hello, Malcolm Hunt, and Mr. Hutter is here. Marcus Aurelius, Anthony Watson. Some people call him Tony. I'm going to call him Anthony. Arthur Daphos and Peter Kloss. That's who I see on my screen. It seems like there are several others that are out there. Always feel free to chime in and tell me what I should be doing better, or tell me how great I am. Actually, just tell me how great I am. That's fine. I'm okay with that too. Welcome to one and all. Thank you for dropping by and watching our continue struggle, our wrestling match with the Soviet bear. And of course, in the spring and summer, you're going to look a lot smarter than you do in the winter. That probably goes without saying. Now we've made some smaller pockets. Originally, I had a grand plan for the largest pocket ever made in warfare history. That just wasn't going to be possible. So I'm making smaller ones, and I'm hoping it'll eventually have the same effect. We'll see. Now, we're probably not going to get all the troops we would if we could have made that massive encirclement in the center. But that being said, we maybe will be able to get a fair number of what we could have gotten even with that massive encirclement. Now, the problem with that is it takes time. And eventually, we're going to have to run out and try to get some victory points, just because that's how the game works, and wisely so. I like the victory point system that they've instituted in this game. I think it's very interesting. I think it's well done. I like the initiative. Now, some people were very confused by the initiative system early on, and for good reason. I mean, it's the first time it's ever been tried, I think, really in a game. There are some board games out there that have initiative systems sort of like that, but nothing quite like this. And I like it. I like it. Let's hope we can keep the Soviets off the initiative for quite some time. Obviously, I'd love to get total victory here in 1942. That's probably not realistic. Maybe in 1943, we'll see. But realistically, if we're looking at the game right now, we're going to have to win on points. And we got to try to keep him off the initiative where he's pushing back the number of points we have until it goes positive for him. We got to try to hold that off as long as we can. So anyway, let's go down to the map. I don't really think there are too many other things I wanted to move necessarily, but I want to make sure. And there were, like I said, a few ideas in the chat that I actually thought were pretty good. I often think things in the comment and the chat are good, but this time especially so. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. There's nothing to do in the Crimea still. I mean, eventually we could try to push across here, but I think he's going to be too strong for that. And I don't want this to crumble out here because we just do not have the forces to run down here and try to salvage something. I'd rather just have this be completely defensive for the time being. Until we're in better shape in other places, I don't see the upside. Um, I don't see the upside in pushing out in the Crimea right now. We don't have the forces to follow it up. We don't have the forces to recover if it somehow goes wrong. And so I'm just going to let them sit here for now. For now. Now eventually maybe we'll be able to push some Germans down here. Maybe we'll get some Germans around this way and we can start thinking about getting offensive out here, but I don't think this is the time to do it. Okay, one thing I was gonna do, I say was gonna, I'm gonna back these Romanians up or I'm gonna consolidate something. Well, I say consolidate. Don't worry, I'm not merging anything. I know that causes people panic, and for good reason. There were a few things if I could go back and do it again, I would unmerge. But I'm gonna pull these guys back and let the Germans try to deal with them. Now, you say, well, let the Germans try to deal with them. How are they going to do that? It's a good question. We've got to, move maybe another German division down here. How is that going to be possible? Well, next turn we do get 4 infantry divisions in. We also can move this cavalry down here. Now, I've been keeping it up here to try to encircle something. I don't want this guy to get loose down here. But that being said, these guys are just going to get run over by a Soviet force that strong, and so I'm a little torn what to do. I want to keep him behind the river, so for this turn anyway, I'm just going to move these Romanian cavalry down here as well, just behind the river. I just don't want him to get loose down here, so I'm going to move them around. All right. So I decided to do that. I also want to move this headquarters and get everybody in command there. He was just out by 1. Now, next turn, what I hope is I can push the Germans forward and this way and start to collapse this a little bit. But for right now, it's a little tenuous. Okay, as we come around here, we've got, various parts of 17th Army. They all look fine. I was thinking about moving this guy across the river, but I don't really want to expose him like that, at least not right now. This Romanian ID has gotten absolutely mauled. I don't know. I'm going to put this, it's on depleted. Let's put it on refit. I've got 17th headquarters here. He's at 29 of 27. Now remember, we still have an assault army left. We can, designate something else an assault army. There's no great candidates because I need some of these guys to be digging in, and you can't dig in obviously if you're in an assault. Or I say obviously, well that's how the game works. You can't dig in and build fort levels when you're an assault army, and so no can do. Now, I could attack out of Z-Town here, and I was actually thinking about doing it, and then I looked at these guys and I thought, these 2 divisions are not in great shape by any stretch of the imagination. He's in a little bit better shape, and so I think what I'd love to do is pull him back a hex and put him in, but this guy doesn't even have enough movement or power to get out of Z-Town. So we're just going to have to let that be for a turn. As we get up to D-Town, I don't know. I mean, these guys have been holding on forever. We got about 33,000 troops in D-Town. They've held very well. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Now, someone named Kalo actually had a good I kid. Kalo. I hope you're here today, Kalo. There you are. Hey, what's going on? You and Lucas and Erzbeck are in. Good to see you guys. Kalo, I believe it was Kalo, had a good idea. And that is we need to, maybe get rid of some of these Soviet hexes, especially like take this one, because that allows him, if he can get into this hex, to connect this, right? I thought that was well said, my friend. So anyway, I'm going to bring this Panzer down here. It also takes him off the line here where he could get attacked by multiple divisions. Because I'm doing that, I think I kind of want to bring this guy over, but do I dare? Um, Maybe. But let's wait on that for a second. The next thing I'll do then is bring these panzers back. They're not really, well, maybe not this one. Maybe this one, and I'll put that panzer in there. All right. So I'm going to bring this regiment back. This also gets him closer to his guy here. Let's put him there, and then we'll put the actual Panzer Division itself there. I may as well get this head. Well, I don't want to do that actually. Um, all right. So we've got him moved around there. Here, let's get on movement points. I had him on defensiveness there. Now he can get all the way up here and kind of take the place where we had the other guy. There we go. Okay, so he's up there. Now all of his divisions are up here, and I'll just go stack the headquarters up here. Okay, also this guy, I'll move around a little bit. We could try and attack there, but I don't want to. And let's scoot these two guys up and just completely squeeze this. And now we've got him, all the way squeezed in here. No good way out. That's what, four, six, seven divisions. And we got most of the hexes out, but mainly we got those two, which were probably the most important. It's the only place he could link up. Now he's got no chance. Even if he broke through here, he's going to use enough movement points. He could never get there. And these guys, maybe, I don't know, could they get a step? Potentially, they could get there, but there's no way these guys can get past like here. And so I think that works better. Okay, so moving down this way, I don't think there's anything else. I mean, I would like to potentially back these guys up. I don't want him to get attacked, but I don't think they can quite get to him. And what I'm thinking about doing is as soon as they bring their line, out to here, which is as soon as next turn, we're going to try to break through right behind them, right down the river, which was kind of what we did the first time, right? Right along the river. Now, when you go along the river, the problem is these are exerting some zone of control on you, but who knows? I doubt he's got a whole line here. I mean, it's possible. I guess we'll find out as we start moving that way, but I'd like to get back around them. Um, those two infantry at D-Town massing 10 CV, both are quite strong. Make one take the left tile and free those two infantry from 1st Panzer to attack the pocket. Okay, Lucas, I like it. So you're talking about right here, we've got two very strong units. That is true. Now, I always get nervous when I leave a town with only one infantry division, and one infantry division, this one, has got some supply problems out here. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm not saying what I'm doing is better, but I don't want to take any sort of chance that he could blow in here. Now, I don't think there is a chance, probably, but even on the off chance, it's 1%. But so what Lucas is saying, move one of these guys here and then take these two guys down here. Now, what I'm hoping to do is as soon as I clean this pocket, to spread out here so that some of these guys that are still technically in 1st Panzer can get over here and hold a line. We'll see. But it's a good idea. I'm just not going to do it. 3 of 5. Okay, I mean, this is not great, but it doesn't look like he has a lot of strength here. He's pulled a lot back this way to guard against what looked like it could be an encirclement here. Hopefully, it will be an encirclement there in the not too distant future. As we get along around back this way, I mean, these guys are just holding. They're sitting here holding. We could spread out a little bit here, maybe. Well, maybe not. Those guys aren't very strong. 91, 74, 11. I could take this 7. I can't get there. Yeah, I don't have enough movement points. He does, but that's the guy with 11K. Um, I could also move him over here, but let's move him right there. Okay, everybody's in command. We held on to Kiev somehow, and it looks like we could get out of Kiev if we wanted to the north. This motorized, obviously, I've got to get something else here, infantry, to free him up a little bit. This, uh, so close. I just, I looked at this for a long time after we concluded yesterday, and I thought, how can I close that up? This cannot get around there in any way. If I did take this motorized, I mean, he gets to like here, but he can't get all the way. Um, this guy, he can get to the river, but that's it. He can't get across. No move here. Now, I did have this guy into this hex. I kind of wish I would have left him there, but they still would have had one. And I don't see how to close this down. I have looked at every single unit on this map to figure out how to close that down, and I just don't think we can do it. I'm looking at everything that's motorized. I even looked at, uh, like Italian cavalry and stuff just to try to get those hexes because he's going to have some stuff sneak out. Now, he may try to bull rush us a little bit, but he's going to have some stuff that's going to get out of here, and I just don't think we have an answer for it. I wish we did. I wish we did, but I don't see it. If you guys see something in the comment, let me know in the comments, but I don't see anything that gets there. This would be the most obvious one, but there's a huge zone of control here and there's delay penalties there, here, and there. So, really it would have to come this way. Unfortunately, we've got delay penalties there as well. So we've got the smaller pocket. Okay, I mean, I had a little grander plans than that, so we're just going to have to get back around and try to get around them again. Um, Moving down this way, I don't think there's a whole lot to do here. I mean, I could do like a hasty attack against this guy or something. He's isolated. We should be able to get rid of him next time. Oh, that does remind me though. There is our major depot. Let's see which rail is hurt out here. Is damaged. Okay, so the yellow means that it's next to Soviets. You can't put troops through there. Okay, the red means it's actually damaged. So they got onto this right here, and he's sitting on it right there. So when we get him out of the way and we push this back, I'll take the rail repair right here. And that should open up this major rail again, at least. Yeah, I mean, that should open it up all the way up to, this area. So anyway, we'll get back to that next time. Hungarians, not a whole lot to do with the Hungarians. Nothing here. Oh, we talked a lot about this Panzer Division, obviously. I completely agree with you guys. I think the only answer is to go back. Well, I'm going to put it on refit anyway, but is to go back to Minsk and sit on top of Minsk and hope he gets trucks. Yeah. I don't know what else to do with that. Um, Okay. Let's see. So anyway, I'll put him back in Minsk next time. This is just one of those labor detachments. It's not one of our FBDs. I looked at that. I said, "Huh? How did I end up with him out there?" This was released from Army Group Center or OKH. I'm not sure which one because there's OKH right there, Central Command, looking over the battlefield. As we move up here, this all looks good. We're really, getting ready to compress this whole thing into a nice tight pocket. We're across the river here, which was goal number one for this turn was to get somebody or something across the river, and we did, and now we should be able to get there. The worst thing you can do with these panzers is have them all sitting on this side of the river when you've been sitting there or when you've come down here for 3 or 4 turns instead of two, and you're sitting on this side of the river because they will mass and you won't be able to get across, and it just kills everything, your hopes and dreams. I was thinking about moving this guy back, but I don't think I can. He's got delay points. I'm just concerned about him getting attacked, but I don't think there's a whole lot I can do about that. These guys are out here. I know there, was a comment or two about, these two kind of Hydra arms coming out here. Um, Hydra's six. Right. Anyway, there's two arms coming out here. The reason is goal number one, really, when I started this, was to get to this rail. And so I'm going to do everything I can to get a unit to this rail line and try to cut it because that cuts rail to a lot of stuff out here and should start to degrade his forces that are further out. As we look around here, he could move up, but nah, there's not anything that really jumped out at me. I mean, I think we're okay here. We've got a lot of infantry out in this pocket now. We've pushed Mogilev. He's massed there. That's fine. This is really just going to be a holding force to some extent. I want to move everything out that's on this side of the river. So that's on the east side of the Dnieper. I want to get it out of here so we can just line up on the river as these guys tighten that pocket, and then we should be able to get all of this, whatever it is, 20 divisions, 25 divisions. I hope there's even more out in the middle of all this mess. Um, Nothing much there, nothing much here. Uh, we are going to get those four divisions, like I said. I think I'm going to send one of those to the north. We haven't sent much to the north. Not that we're being offensive with it, but I just don't want this to deteriorate. He's eventually going to attack here. It's just a matter of when. And down here, he keeps trying to sneak through. I think once we clear this, though, maybe we can, start thinking about pushing to the mud at least. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we pulled back for a reason. I'd kind of love the Panzers to sweep right up this road and get around all these guys, but we'll see. Okay, the last thing to do is to fly freight out to our Panzers if we can. Do we have an air? Well, we have an airport there. We have one here. Would it make more? That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back to move. Make more sense to have him here at this airport. Maybe. Let's take the units off. Do we have an airport down here? We do not. I say an airport, like, they're flying into O'Hare. Um, an airfield. An airfield. Well, we've got one there and we've got one there. So it looks like it's going to have to go into Khrushchev. We could drop it on the unit. It does form a temporary airfield. I want to make sure I get some through, though. Where's this coming out of? Vitebsk? We could fly it out of Brest-Litovsk. Nope, we can't, actually. Valeki, Luki, Daugavpils, Vilnius, Pskov, Vinica, Königsberg. That's what I was looking for. 37,000, but doesn't look like he can get there. Is that just slightly out of range? 45. Their range is 63. We could do it with level bombers, which means, oh gosh, I don't remember now. In the old game, you could only take supply with level bombers. You couldn't take fuel. Um, well, interesting. So I could get some supply out there. What if I try to go here? Does that work? It keeps wanting to take me out of Vitebsk. I could come out of Daugavpils, potentially. That works. Okay, let's do that. And let's just do a single mission first to make sure we don't lose too many transport aircraft. So that's 108 tons. Let's do another. Yeah, we're only losing one, two, three, something like that. Of course, the fighters came with them. Now, I have said don't send it, don't do that, but they do anyway. This would be coming out of Minsk. You can see the freight that we have at each place. Valeki Luki looks good. Daugavpils, Vinica. Um, oh, he can get there out of Brest-Litovsk. Okay, let's do that. Now we lost 5 transport planes there. Ostensibly, we were flying over more of their flak, I would assume. Um, Put one into Chaucy if we can. Mince, Valeki, Luki. Let's have this. Actually, it looks like we can only come out of these. All right, let's fly it out of Minsk, or have it. That's the staging base. They're not flying out of Minsk. That's where they're meeting. Then they're picking up the freight there, and then they're taking it. Um, 21. We're down to 21 tons. All right, let's look and see. We've still got some. Now, these must be in the south that have miles left. Vitebsk, that doesn't work. Lucky Lukey, okay. Yeah, these must be in the south. Well, we did see that we actually need a little freight um, up in D Town. So why? Let's fly some up there. Okay, why not? I'd love to stage out of Odessa if we can, so it picks up the freight there. Let's do that. See what we get. All right, that's 124 tons. That should help some of these panzers up here too. Okay, let's try that again. Why did it kick me back to Prague? Um, there we go. Kryvyi Rog, no. Odessa, where are you, Odessa? Huh. Okay, those aren't the guys. Now I must have transports back in Königsberg then. I mean, we could find out. Actually, this is Romanian, though. So that wants to take me out of there. Minsk, Vitebsk, Valeki Luki, Vilnius. Huh. It's weird. They're not showing me anything in the south. What if I wanted to drop it on Kryvyi Rog? No. All right, let's go up here. What if we want to drop here? It wants to come out of Vinica. Pskov, Tallinn. No. Nothing there. What if we came back here? Vitebsk, Daugavpils, Brest-Litovsk. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do much more. I don't know that I want to do much more, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Let's go to the commander's report very quickly. We'll look at percent TOE, and let's take off the frozen units. Let's take off the off-map units. Let's take off the support units. Let's take off the air bases and let's look at TOE. We'll come down here, just see, things that I've taken a lot of stuff off refit, obviously. This does not need to be on refit. That does not need to be on refit. Now, I've been trying to look at these on a case by case basis, but this is obviously a very easy way to do it. Uh, it's more of a sledgehammer than a surgeon's knife, but that's all right. Ready, ready, ready. All right. And I think we're in good enough shape now in the spring that I'm going to say anything above 65%. You can see we've still got a few things on refit here. We've got some things that maybe should be on refit, including the Romanians. Um, do I dare go ahead and do all of these to refit? Some of these are unready. Let's click those to refit at least. Refit. It's easier to go to refit than to click it 4 times to come off of refit. Let's do a lot of this down here. Just for a turn, and when we go through next turn, I'll be a little more cognizant of doing it unit by unit, but as is, let's just get all of the guys, definitely that are unready or under 50%. Let's get them on refit. Now, some of this, I mean, this is quite a bit to put on refit, but that's all right. I'd like to get some of these built back up to get ready for our next set of pockets, hopefully. Hopefully, he says. I may call a stop to it at this refit right up here. I don't want it to be half the damn army, so that's fine. Okay, Uh, Let's do it. Let's just turn the turn. I think we're ready. Let's see what kind of counterattacks we get. What am I looking for? Well, is he going to try to break out here? I mean, he can try. I think we're in good shape there. If he's got a chance to do it, it would be right here. And speaking of which, maybe. Could I move this unit back? No. Could I move him back? I could move him back, but I don't want to strand this out here. We've got a we should have a pretty strong zone of control there, but I don't like that he could potentially get across here. Now, we could cut that off before the pocket ever actually totally materializes? Yes, I speak English as a first language. Um, okay, I think that's good. All right, let's go. I already looked at all the depots. I did that offline. The depots look good. I know sometimes people jump in the comments and say, yeah, your depots are all screwed up. I just don't do them, during the live stream. I don't feel that people find it as interesting. I don't know, as when you're attacking and defending. We can certainly take an episode and do the depots if you want. We can look through every last one of them and talk about what it should be and should not be, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Well, not exactly. We got to go through their air phase first. Logistics now, air phase. How's everybody doing today? What's today? Wednesday? Is that right? I will be in Las Vegas this weekend. And so I will not be streaming on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Bah, bah, bah. But I will be recording a couple of episodes before I go. So I will post episodes, but I will not be live streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be in Las Vegas assisting my wife as she is going to be filming around the town. We're also going to a concert, but I'm not going to say which one because you guys will give me shit. Yeah, Vegas, baby. I'm going to roll those bones. If you guys never hear from me again, it's because I won big on the craps table. Uh, who am I kidding? If I did, I'd just stream more. So maybe you guys should be rooting for me to blackjack, go 9 or 10 straight times of doubling my money. And then we'll just stream all day long, 8 hours a day. All right, the air phase is coming up. Yeah, I wish M60. I wish she did. She does not provide me with insurance as her roadie. I wish. Backstreet Boys reunion. Well, you're close. You're close. That's a good guess, Peter. Donnie and Marie. Now, Paul, you know what? I would actually go to Donnie and Marie just for old time's sake. My grandparents used to love Donnie and Marie. Sonny and Cher. Well, it's gonna if they can get Sonny alive, that'll be a big news story. Certainly. Okay, off we go. He's moving isolated units. You guys, the paradrop. All right, I am going to do a paradrop before this game is over because you guys are demanding the paradrop. We will do one. I promise you. I got to find that air landing division. I'll go put him in some place where we can pick him up, and we're going to drop him somewhere. Do I get more air landing divisions? Okay, here comes the first attack. I'll Let's get into game mode. Okay, we'll take that. He's attacking the Germans out here. He almost pushed him back, but did not. As you can see, we're going to have rain this turn again. It's very muddy here in the south, actually. He hits into this infantry unit, and then he tries to hit into the panzers, but now we've got him completely wrapped up in here and tight. Okay, he's trying to move across here, across the river to come help. I'm glad I got over here actually because I think he could have linked there, maybe. But he can't now. We're in both those hexes. All right, he attacks just to the what southwest of Z Town, across the river. That's bold, my friend. Ooh, wow. Speaking of the air landing division, there it is. It just got pushed back. That's a strong division. And wow, we get knocked here too. We're really going to have to get over here and try to make this pocket, because now he's back on the march here. Interesting. All right, so he got really shoved out. Now this is down south of Kiev. He does move us. Now it was 2-to-1 losses to our advantage there, even though he had a 2-to-1 odds advantage. That's an armored unit down there that he's bringing. Okay, so he attacks in here just to the southeast of Kiev. He gets nothing there. I moved that infantry up there. Ooh. He pushed us back there. Again, he takes 2-to-1 losses, but the Soviets don't care. Uh, Interesting. Okay, well, we got to go back up and fix this again. Luckily, we've got all of our armor coming here. We could even try to do a bigger pocket with that armor coming that way. He attacks into 25th motorized. All right, I'd much rather he hit the motorized than the panzers. That's fine. Ooh, we just ripped him up there. 1730, 37 guns, 22 AFVs attacking that motorized corps, trying to, get us isolated ourselves out here. But that motorized held strong. Thank goodness. Hungarians get punched, 3.6 to 1. We lose 1,500 Hungarians. Godspeed, men. Thanks for the service. 1072 we lost there, but we hold on. Now that's Brest-Litovsk. Wow. Okay, well, we need to make sure we don't lose Brest. But some of this again, we're going to try to cut off from freight. We'll see if that weakens them. All right, nothing too terrible yet. Okay, so he's hitting over here by the pocket. We lose 14 panzers there, in this, we had broken this down from a division. Now he's hitting this panzer group that got across the river, which is smart for him to do, but he doesn't take out any tanks and he loses 460 men. I mean, that's the one he's got to try to hit. This is dangerous. This is just south of Smolensk. We can't have that get bottled up. Now we still hold, two hexes here, but we gotta get something else here and push back hard on that. And that's it. Okay, well that was great. That was fine. I'll take all of that. Uh, yeah, that was fine. I've certainly had worse turns in this game. Um, they're forming their front line now. Of course, he's going to try to push right through here, and we've got to take care of that quickly. Now luckily we've got a lot of infantry over here. These guys, we don't have to have them every single hex. I can take some of this infantry, I could peel him back and move these guys around. Some of this is freed up now, so I'm not that worried about it. We still control 2 hexes wide unless he tries to move into that hex. Uh-oh. The blue circle of death as this thing's loading. All right, now he's running his freight, his airdrops. Let's just click through that. All right, we've got to close this up. Obviously, this is southwest of Kiev. We got a few guys kind of out here on their own, and he's now pushed back down here, trying to close this on us. Trying to trap the door here. Now we've got a lot of strength right here. I'm not that worried about getting trapped out here, but I would like to trap some of his units. Now we've definitely got these guys trapped. They can't go anywhere, although he's right on the doorstep of that now. This is a little concerning along this line here, east or south of Kiev, but we'll get to all that soon enough. Yeah, Arthur, if I had to do it all over again, I would not go for Moscow in 1941. Certainly. How do I know that? Well, life experience. Yeah, all in all, Anthony, that was a pretty good turn. We'll take that. I think we ended up with like 250,000 Soviet casualties. We'll see what the final number was. Okay, here we are. Dateline, June 7th, 1942. We're now only a couple of weeks away from being one full year into the war. Last turn, we lost almost 32,000 men. 587 guns, 89 AFVs, 241 aircraft. On the map, though, we gained 71,000 men. Now we last I looked, we were scheduled to get 4 divisions in this time, so that's very helpful. Obviously, I tell you that's just advanced talk. 801 guns, we lose 150 AFVs off the map. So we must have lost a Panzer division. I don't know. We'll go look. And we lose 66 planes off the map. Not too bad since we took 241 losses. So we've added back in some planes there. Theater boxes, okay, whatever. The Soviets lost on the map 38,000 men last time, which is pretty incredible because they lost 250,000 on the map. Now they add back what 170 or I'm sorry, over 200,000. They did lose 1,461 on the map, 166 AFVs, 186 planes. Okay. Uh, Truck situation 276. We're looking for about 310. So we're about 35,000 short. Now we do have about 35,000 in the depots. Okay. Hey, look at that. Our pool 10,700, but our repair is down to 114,000. Zippity doo dah. We're almost under 100,000 trucks under repair. At one time, as you may remember in the winter, I think that was as high as 150,000. So we'll take it. Overall, though, we still have a tons differential of about 44,000. That's not good enough. At this point of the spring. Now, part of the problem is we've got some mud out here, so that's not helping that total, certainly. It's costing more to get through. But 44,000 is not good for June. I mean, that would be fantastic probably in the winter, but for June, that needs to get better. A big part of that is this truck situation that is a problem. And also just because we've got very strange supply needs right now. I mean, when you think about it, imagine being the guy driving a truck out here trying to get freight out here. When we close this gap, it should help. It should help a little bit. There's other things we need to do, but that should help. It's not over, says the news. This is the news. Although as secondary front, periodic Soviet offenses forced the Finns to strengthen their defenses and remain vigilant. Finland ground requirement increases to 245, air to 14. Well, hopefully they didn't take our counters off the map. I don't think they do that, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen this in this game or any other game, so I'm just not sure. But the Finns up their commitment. Axis naval setback. North African campaign events are moved forward. Okay. Because of a shortage of Axis forces, we still have Soviet partisans, damn it, and more declarations of war. On June 2nd, 42, in a speech to the U.S. Congress, Roosevelt recommended that Congress recognize a state of war between the U.S. and Bulgaria, Hungary, and Romania. Okay, so on June 4th, the United States declared war on those countries. Okay. Did we read? Oh, we did read this last time. That's right. Operation Anthropoid. Okay, that's our news for this time. Let's go look at what's coming on the map. And yes, yes, we get three new reinforcements, I believe. We get the 371st, the 376th, and the 82nd Infantry Division. We also get the 377th. Now, I think, oh, no, those are the new ones. What did I have come out of the reserves? Why do I always go to, oh, nothing out of the reserves. Okay, so these are all reinforcements we're getting. That's awesome. Four brand new infantry divisions, 16,000 strong, 100 TOE. These guys are going to be ready to rumble. Okay, now then, let's look at our air situation. Well, actually, nope, nope, nope. Let's go up to total losses. We're at about 1.9 million. The Soviets are 5.2. Not good enough. We need about another 1.5 million with zero there to be in good shape. 28,000 guns, almost 83,000 guns, 4,700 AFVs. He's at 23,456. Okay. All right. Air losses. In the current turn, we took 26 air combat losses, 58 flak losses, lost 11 on the ground, and 146 operational losses. Just Jiminy Christmas. Okay, so we lost 241. He lost 835 in the air last time. So, as long as that stays 3 or 4 to 1, I'm just going to keep it on. Maybe not everywhere though. I'll be a little more judicious, although I am running far fewer escorts with the bombing missions in 1942. Let's go to the charts. Look how consistent we are. Very consistent. Anyway, Mapmen. Okay, we're up to 4.04. I mean, at least he's not jumping straight up. We're pulling it down a little. We got about a million more or 1.5 million more men to go to get to parity. Map guns. Look at that. Look at that. Sell. Sell. Map AFVs. I mean, for every one we knock out, he replaces it, of course. Map aircraft, he's got an advantage, but it's not a massive advantage. I mean, I guess 1,600 aircraft is massive, but compared to other things, it's not that terrible. Manpower losses. Okay, he lost 229,000 last turn. That's what we need. 150,000 is nice too. I'm not complaining necessarily too much about that, but this is what we need. 250,000 men, turn after turn after turn. Gun losses, 32. Wow. I mean, that is just an incredible amount of artillery. 3,200 guns. AFV losses, 499. And aircraft losses. You can see, since we brought the Luftwaffe back on the map, we're just chewing through aircraft. Unfortunately, he can replace that just turn after turn after turn. Let's check out the weather. We haven't really focused on the weather here lately. Weather on the ground, we've got light mud on the ground. All right. Weather in the air, it's still raining. It's been raining for like 2 or 3 turns now. At some point, that could become a problem. Now, it's not really hurting our movement points that much right now. I mean, the ground is a little soft, but it's not muddy. It's light mud. We can work around that. By the end of the turn, we're showing clear. All right. So that's not very heavy rain, certainly. If we look, uh, it's gonna be completely clear here, and then this will really start to firm up. Now that will help our freight. It will help us on the offensive, so I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Well, now what? Let's look at our air really quickly. We've got Luftflotte 1 out here. We've still got 292 fighters, 754 bombers. Now, I'd like to know which bombers and fighters are not in one Flieger Corps, because as you can see, 276 to 511. I mean, we've got well over 200 bombers that are not assigned. So let's go here. He's in one. I don't need to click on the other thing. He's in one Flieger Corps. I don't have anything up here. He's in one Flieger Corps. That's recon. That's recon, so it's in directly to Luftflotte. KG 53's in there. Okay. These guys are all in one Flieger. Whoops. These guys are all. Oh, he is not. All right, let's put that in one Flieger Corps. All right, just gives him another level of command. And if we look now, these should match. Yep, fighters 292 in one Flieger Corps, 292 in Luftflotte 1. So we got a lot of bombers somewhere, probably down here, that are not in one Flieger Corps. I would like to fix that if I can find them. These are fighters. These, it wouldn't be these guys. Well, I'll look around for this on my own. It's not the end of the world if I don't do it during the air phase. If we look at our air directives right now, they're all ground support. So Luftflotte 1 is supporting 2nd Panzer, 4th Army, and 2nd Army. Luftflotte 4 is 4th Panzer Army, 11th Army, and 6th Army. Now, we probably want to add one here to help out 1st Panzer Army. So let's go back to the map and just do that very quickly. So we'll go to Luftflotte 4. We'll put it on ground support. Yes, ground support. Select the headquarters. Let's find it. Where are you? Where are you? There's 1st Panzer. All right, so we'll put it on 1st Panzer. We'll confirm, and you can do it on auto. That's fine. Ground support for 1st Panzer Army now, just in case they need a little help. Let's click off that. Off that, Luftflotte 4 has 388 fighters. Now, some of these are not assigned either. You can see it's got 388. 4th Flieger Corps is showing 0. Well, I know that's not true. But where are they? JG. Okay, these are all KGs. I'm looking for a fighter group. So that would be a JG. JG 54. That's in that Flieger Corps. Whoops. JG77, that's also in that Flieger Corps. I moved some guys back. KG3, ZG1. Is it in here? No. 8th Flieger Corps. Well, like I said, I'll look for that on my own. It's not going to matter. We're doing ground support, so it's only going to matter when we actually start needing air support. So let's do our air directives. And then we're going to go look around the map really quickly. And then when we come back tomorrow, we'll start this next turn. All right, almost through the directives. The Soviets are running sorties during our directives. That's probably something like running cap, like air superiority, I would imagine, if I had to guess. I guess that's kind of what it would have to be. Okay, let's back up and just kind of look over the big grand overview. I want to start pushing here, but the Romanians are pretty damn weak. We got pushed back here, actually. I didn't expect that, considering it's across the river. It's a good German unit. We're going to have to start pushing here. We may start attacking out of Z-Town, D-Town, whatnot. We still have all of this isolated. We should be able to mop up all of that this time. Hopefully we do, because we got to get out here then and try to get back around, because as you can see, he's now broken through at the Bug River. Now, luckily, we've got motorized that could come around here if we needed it. We've got, infantry that we can scoot around. So I'm not terribly worried about it, but us pulling back here, he said, okay, you're going to pull back. We're not going to get pocketed. Let's go. So now he's coming right down the Bug River. We've got to put a stop to that. Luckily, we've got things that can do that. Now, he's also got a little bit of a breakthrough over here. These are really weak units. I'm going to bring some of our reinforcements, probably 2 full divisions, into this area. This all looks fine. We kept our mini pocket here, so that's good. Looks like he pushed very strongly here. We've still got an opportunity to trap all of these units by just going down the road I wanted to, or, when we first came out this way. Now he's stuck across the river, but we'll get him on the other side of this river, and we'll just try to pocket up these, almost 15 Soviet divisions there. That'll be a nice little prize, although we got to watch it, because now we can get attacked from both sides, so we got to hurry up and try to clean this up with infantry. This all held. This was fine. Hungarians got smoked back a little bit, but they're okay. Out here, these units, we're going to hope to cut their freight one way or the other, or eventually encircle them. This all looks okay. We've gotten him back off of the rail. It looks like, and this is what I hoped would happen. I know some people were saying, hey, go after Gomel or go whatever. This is how the AI operates, right? It's going to come here and put an absolute wall right there, but now we can cut short and go this way. Now he's probably got a few things over here, but I think this opens it up, and then we'll just pull these guys out of here and try to get through this gap, close all this down, go from there. These guys, I'm going to try to hit the weakest unit, get somebody on this rail, and then get the hell out of there, and come back up this way. Pull them here, help with this, think about, doing an encirclement in the north or something, or waiting until we push the infantry up and then doing another encirclement out around these guys here. I mean, he's got 20 or 25 divisions that are out here in Nowheresville. If we can close this up, push the infantry down, we just go again and keep going down the Dnieper until we make this bigger pocket by smaller pockets, right? In the north, he's starting to mass already. He's going to come after Pskov. Luckily, we kept the Finns, even though their theater of war is heating up. And then we've got the famous Narva line. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for dropping by. Great comments today. As always, you guys are fantastic, and I really enjoy doing it with you every day. So I will see you tomorrow. As I said, I will not be streaming Friday through Sunday, but I will be here tomorrow, for sure. And then I will also record a few episodes so that you'll have a little bit to watch over the weekend after I get back from the Jonas Brothers concert. Whoops! My wife just laughed. My wife is a big Jonas Brothers fan. All right. I'll just throw that out there. After I get back from that concert, I will be back. Now, I may record some, I don't know. But since I usually don't live stream on Monday, I will definitely live stream this coming Monday, since I will have been gone for 3 days for live streams, because I enjoy them. Anyway, you guys be great. Bananas, McCall, Phantom, I just see all you guys now. Gregory, what's going on? Thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed. I did. Be good. Talk to you tomorrow.